Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. My name is Zodwa Mkandla, popularly known as Zozo, the official girl. Official girl is my daughter, but Zodwa the official. That's what they call me, those that I hang around with. I'm a girl born from a small town called Bubi in Matebeleland, 40 kilometers from Bulawayo. Born 1972. I know most of you don't believe me, but that's when I was born. I know I look 12, but anyway, I'm not 12. I went to school at a school called Mqwashini. I know it's a mouthful, in Mbembesi for my primary education. I used to walk a whole 10 to 20 kilometers every day in the morning and evening, going to and from to school. But it was tough, but that's the world I knew then. So I didn't think it was tough. I thought that is the norm. It was normal to me because that is what I knew. If I'm told to do that now, I wouldn't be able to do it because I've learned a different way of living. But back then, that's the life that I lived, and I've got no regrets because it taught me to be the person that I am today. It was actually a beginning, the background, the roots that have made me to be the person that I am today. From Mqwashini, I went to a school called Mount Pleasant. I was there for primary school. Then I moved to Mount Pleasant High in Harare up to Form 3, then moved back to Bulawayo, St. Columbus. Cut the long story short, ended up at Spaces College doing my diplomas in travel and tourism, International Air Travel and Association. That's the course that I did. From there, I got a job at Express Motorways. Those that know me well, I've always called myself the bus conductor. I was a bus conductor then because I was selling bus tickets at Express Motorways. From Express Motorways, I then graduated to being an aircraft conductor because I still sell air tickets. I still sell tickets. For me, as long as you're a ticket agent, you're a conductor, because without a conductor, the travelers won't have tickets. So I'm the one who is responsible for selling the tickets that my clients or the travelers use. That was in 1995. I think I've started from when I was born to 1995. That's where I am now. 1995, employed at Traverze Travel by a lady, wonderful lady, Mrs. Akirele, all the way from Plumtree. She was doing so well in the travel industry. And then, back then, most travel agents in the country were white-owned. So it was very difficult to get a job in the travel industry as a black woman because all of them were owned by white people. It was a difficult industry to penetrate, but Mrs. Akirele was doing extremely well. I worked with her for a few years. I've always known that I was always destined for great things in life, and I never wanted to suffer. I've always wanted to have it all. So between work, after work, I would go to Polytechnic, learning how to bake cakes, learning how to make clothes. I was very industrious. So after work, I would bake cakes that I was selling. During weekends, I was making clothes for people. I would do weddings. I just did so many things. Some other days I was teaching at Spaces College. So I ended up having a classroom in my house where I was staying. I was staying in an apartment. By the way, before I moved in an apartment, I was staying in Mavuku. When I got married, one room was the kitchen, the lounge, the sleeping room for the maid and our child, and the other room was our bedroom. So that's where we came from. We're not always exposed or having everything. Maybe what I should say is I was not born with a silver spoon or a golden spoon in my mouth. I worked hard for everything that I've had to, that I have. Staying in Mavuku, most difficult thing on earth. Magetsi, I dinguka all the time. We couldn't cook. If the other person was cooking at the back, you all couldn't cook at the same time. Very difficult, but we persevered. I would go by combis from Mavuku to town to work, in between breastfeeding, in between taking one child to school and all that, learning in Mavuku there. That was 95, 96, 97. I joined another travel company until 2000. I met a gentleman called Mushonga at Spaces College. He was one of my students. I was teaching them IATA at Spaces College. Then he saw a potential in me and they said, you know what, why don't we start our own travel agents? I was scared. I was used to working. I was not confident. I was never a confident person because I never thought I could own my own business. I thought I was only made to work for other people. So this gentleman convinced me for a year Eventually, I agreed. We started a company called Real Travel and Tours. One lady that I was working with, her name was Mrs. Achume, she was the managing director. There was Kunyetu, the finance director. Mr. Mushonga was the chairman, and I was the marketing director. I worked with these guys since 2000 up to 2003, when I started my own travel agency called Traverze Travel in 2003. That's when the journey began. I didn't believe I could do it, but I was confident that with the experience that I'd had throughout the years since 1995, I was going to be able to do my own business. But though I never thought it was going to grow to be what it is today, I just thought, oh, okay, I'm starting my own company. I'm going to be working for myself. I didn't know what the future was holding for me. I was myself one consultant and the driver. We started 3 of us. For a full year, 2 years, we were only 3. Before I knew it, within 4 or 5 years, I was employing 20 people. We started working, we started getting contracts with the government, the parastatals, NGOs, and the business started growing. Little did I know, 2008 came. The dollar started shooting down. It was the most difficult time that I ever had to experience. The banks were closing, our monies were locked up in the banks, and we didn't know what to do. But I still never gave up. I knew that, there was light at the end of the tunnel. As difficult as things were, I never gave up. I always found ways of making ends meet. I always found ways of making sure that our business does not close. Still 2008, starting the business 2003, I never had a salary. We could not make enough money to pay me. All the money that we had, or all the extra income that we had, I was only paying the 3 people that were working for me in between until 2008. We only started realizing profit in our company in 2010. That's when things started opening up. We started getting bigger contracts. We started getting more commissions. We started working with outside companies, NGOs in South Africa, in Zambia, all over the world. We started working with UN agencies. We started getting all these contracts. And now, we're now happy. I got to a time where I said, okay, I think now, I am now running a business. I was now more confident, more mature, and I also got people that were there before me, that were leading me, that were holding me by the hand and showing me how to move going forward. Giving up was never an option. I know one of the years, I think it was 2009 or 2009, before we got 2010, we actually closed shop when one of the banks that we were banking with closed, and all our money was locked up there. And owning a travel agent or running a travel agent, it's like running a law firm where you are entrusted with airline's money. So if the money, you cannot remit to the airline will close your shop. They'll close your business and you can't operate. So my company was closed because the money that was held in trust by the bank and I was holding in trust on behalf of airlines was closed up in one of the banks, and I had no access to it. So I had no extra money to pay the airlines. So they had no choice but to close me, to take everything that we work with what called bank guarantees. They liquidated my guarantee to get their money. CBZ came to my rescue. It was one of my clients, and the MD at CBZ then was Dr. Mangunja, who is now the governor of Reserve Bank. I went to them, I approached them that this is my situation. They gave me a loan. I was able to pay everything that I was owing the airlines, and we reopened our travel agency. After that, the sky was the limit. We had more clients. People trusted in us. They believed in us. And the reason why CPZ actually gave us a loan, as much as we didn't have anything to show that we could pay back the money, they believed that we were a company that was upcoming, owned by very young people, and they knew our vision. They knew they could rely on us. They could count on us. That's why we were given that money. And if you are honest, trustworthy, reliable with your clients, service providers, especially your bankers, and you pay back what you borrow, they will always trust in you. That's what happened to us. They trusted in me, they gave me the money, and I was able to start my company again. And up to today, the sky is the limit. 20 years later, in September, Traverze Travel is going to be 20 years. We are going to celebrate our 20 years anniversary, and everyone is going to be invited, and we are so happy. I'm actually on my way out of Traverze because I think I've given Traverze Travel all that I can give. I'm grooming my daughter, who is 27 years of age, Precious. She did a degree in sales and marketing and then an MBA in entrepreneurship. So I'm grooming her to take over from me. I think I have given the travel industry, the tourism industry in this country, my best. I'm very passionate about Zimbabwe. I love my country so well. Every opportunity I get, I sell my country. I sell Zimbabwe, Destination Zimbabwe. I always invite people to come to Zimbabwe to see what Zimbabwe has to offer. Besides, Zimbabwe is open for business, from what our president always says. But in the tourism industry, we love Zimbabwe. It's very beautiful. Everybody has to come and visit all over the world. Many people don't know what Zimbabwe has to offer in terms of tourism. And our own local people as well, they don't know what Zimbabwe has to offer. They always want to go outside, out of the country, on holidays. Yet, our own country is so rich in tourism. There's so many destinations that we can visit in Zimbabwe. In a year, you wouldn't finish what Zimbabwe has to offer. That's about it, my business career. Then, when I turned 50 last year, I started a foundation. I've always wanted to retire and work for my own foundation called Zodwa Mkandla Foundation. This foundation is looking after the girl child. Promising to the girl children that we're looking for are the children out there in the bundus, out there in the villages. Those are the kids that we think they're not being taken care of very well. All the children in the cities and the towns, they've got an opportunity to meet people that can look after them. But those children in the villages, no one cares about them. No one looks after them. That is why Zodwa Mkandla Foundation was formed, to take care of those kids. Our belief at the foundation is that every girl child deserves education, at least the basic education. So we're looking at from the kids from primary education, secondary education, right through to university. As they excel, as they grow older into Form 5, Form 6, into university, we are taking the most intelligent, the ones that have excelled at O-level, A-level, into the university. But as we begin from primary school, we're just identifying those children that have maybe their parents have passed away, or their parents have got very difficult situations, so much that they cannot take care of their children. Those are the children that we're looking for. Those are the children that we're looking after. Not saying that we don't look after the boy child. We are mainly, our first focus is the girls, but if there are also boys that need our help as the foundation, we're also taking care of them, but our priority is the girl child. Word of advice to the girl child, those that think they've made it, or those that are upcoming, or those that are in business, that want to start their own businesses. Nothing is impossible, my dear young ladies. Nothing is impossible. Look for a mentor, respect them, don't nag them, hold their hand. They will also hold you by their hand. They will teach you one or two things. I've seen quite a few girls that have started their own businesses. Most of them are scared. There's nothing to be scared of. What is important is to start. Once you have started, I know you will fall. I've fallen so many times. What is important when you fall is to be able to pick yourself, dust it away from you, start afresh and move on. Never give up. Never, never, never give up. When it's difficult, ask for people that have been there before you, that can hold your hand, that can help you and teach you how it's been done. It's never going to be easy. I promise you that. It's never going to be easy. But the sky is the limit. Once you know what you want, once you know how to run your business, and once you get the right people to mentor you, don't give up. Don't give up. And stop asking for men to help. I'm against that. There's nothing wrong with being helped by a man. But as much as they help you, know whatever they're helping you for, tomorrow they want to be paid back. Most of them ask for different means of payment. But the ones that you ask for, that come to help you, make sure that they are coming to help you from the bottom of their hearts. They are coming to hold your hand for the better of you, to make you a better person tomorrow, so that you can help another child to be like you. I was helped by other people. I didn't make it on my own. So many people have helped me, including men, in my journey, but they were helping me for the good reasons. Don't allow yourself to be abused by men because you want money. Don't allow that. Say no to abuse, no to abuse, no to drugs. We are anti that, especially for young ladies, the young men in the country. Guys, no to drugs.